Well, I got this out this morning, the children's Bible, because it just speaks to me. And, I love how this Bible, this children's Bible, talks about this whole resurrection day, right? And so, Jesus is alive. On Sunday morning, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb, and she saw the stone had been rolled away from the entrance. She ran to Simon Peter, and that was Jesus' favorite disciple, she thought, and said, "They've taken the Lord from the tomb. We don't know where they put him." And Simon Peter and the other disciple started for the tomb. They ran side by side until the other disciple ran faster than Peter, and he got there first. He bent over, and he saw cloth lying inside the tomb, and the cloth that was laying over Jesus' face was lying inside the tomb. When Simon Peter finally caught up, he went into the tomb and saw more cloths, and he rolled up and was placed by itself, and he was just so frightened. And then he believed. At that time, Peter and the other disciple didn't know. They didn't know about the scriptures, right? They didn't know the story. So they were just taken. Where has he gone? Mary Magdalene stood out there crying outside the tomb, and she was weeping, and she stooped down, and she saw two angels, and they were dressed in white and were sitting where Jesus' body had been. One was at the head, and the other was at the foot. And the angels asked Mary, "Why are you crying?" She answered, "They have taken away my Lord's body, and I don't know where they've put him." As soon as Mary said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there. But she didn't know it was Jesus. She didn't recognize him. But this man said, "Why are you crying? Who are you looking for?" She thought it was the gardener. And she said, "Sir, if you have taken his body away, please tell me so I can go and get him." Then Jesus said, "Mary." And she turned to him and said, "Rabboni." It is you. It is you. Excuse me, Rabboni means teacher. So she says, "Teacher, it is you." And Jesus said, "Mary, don't hold on to me. I have not yet gone to the Father, but tell my disciples that I'm going to be the one who is my Father, my God. I'm going to be with them. I'm going to be with my Father." And the story goes on where Jesus then appears to the disciples, and we know all that, how that goes on. And doubting Thomas, remember? He didn't believe it was Jesus. And what did he say? "Prove it to me," remember? For those of you who know this story, Jesus came to the room, and there were the disciples, and they were afraid. And then Jesus spoke to them, said it's all okay. But Thomas said, "I don't know if that's really Jesus. Prove it to me. If you really are Jesus, prove it to me." This story is about you. This whole road to the resurrection and the crucifixion and the laying in the tomb and the rolling away the stone like you did in meditation, and then even this continuation where Jesus appears after he has resurrected. It's all about how we deal with life. And to me, Easter is such a celebratory day. I don't know if you saw the moon last night. Anybody see that big full moon? And I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was just blaring in my kitchen window still at 6 o'clock this morning. And I was like, I went outside. I didn't care how cold it was. I took the dogs out, and I stayed out with them. I didn't have a coat on. I didn't care. I was like, I just feel God's presence, right, in the sun and in the moon. And then I get to do this service outside at 9 a.m. And here's, for those who have attended that, every single year at the 9 a.m. service, there are two geese that perch themselves on this peak of this roof. And they are there every 9 o'clock a.m. Easter. Well, today I got here at 8 because I had to build a fire and stuff and get ready. And so they're there. I'm like, "Oh, you're here." I'm like, you're early. Then somebody, as the people came, right, it's getting closer to 9, they took off. And I'm like, the geese were here. And they're like, well, you know what? Usually Easter falls before, sometimes it falls before the time change. So the geese just didn't know about time change. But it's magical, right? And then cardinals flew in, and it was just amazing. If you stay open to the miracles that are here for you, we all have crucifixions. We all have trials. We all have, some are major trials. Some are things where you feel like you are on the cross and you're saying, you know, Father, you, God, my God, thou hast forsaken me. Sometimes we've had trials that have been that hard where you say, I feel forsaken. And then you get beyond that because you know the truth. And especially as Unity people, you know that there is so much of a higher truth, that we are that death can't separate us from anything, and trials can't separate us from the truth of God, and that God lies within each and every one of us. And when we can realize that and really own it, that's the kicker. Really own it. Are you willing to really own that you were made in the image and likeness of God? I know you know that, but can you own it? Because when you really own that, you will not do any harm out there. You wouldn't want to. You wouldn't. So the resurrection is about you. It is about every moment of every day. You get to choose whether you want to stay on the cross yourself and punish yourself and beat your back till it's bloody. I've been there many, many times. I have the scars to show you. We all do. I know we do. Because most of us weren't raised with, what a good girl you were, Kathy. No, it was always, you could have done better. This was my story, right? You could have done better. That was okay, but you could have done better. Or, shame on you. Go to your room. I didn't get this positive reinforcement that I look at you young people who are raising kids, and you get it. The positive reinforcement works. I look at you teachers. You know that that's what works in the classroom. Positive reinforcement. I know Michael will tell me all the time, giving them red marks on their paper does nothing but lower their self-esteem. But when you can circle what they did right, then they want to get more right on the next paper. I'm looking at you teachers, and you're all shaking your head. You know that to be true. So can you do that for yourself when you want to give yourself a red check mark? Can you give yourself a smiley face on what went right? You know, there are some people that you know, you've got these people in your life that, all they want to do is share the bad news, right? As soon as they see you, wait till you hear what happened to me. Or, you know, or what went wrong, or what's not right. And you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have turned the other way, right? When that comes to me now, do you know what I do? I say, stop. Just stop a minute. I want you to tell me 3 things that have gone right today. And they still want to spew the negativity. I'm like, nope. Name me 3 things that went right. Then I go, and you bite their lip, and then they name 3 things, and their whole perspective changes. If we could just do that for ourselves. What did I do right? When you go to bed tonight, tell yourself 3 things you did right today. Wouldn't that be, I bet you have better dreams. I got to get a drink of water, excuse me. Wait a minute. Christ the Lord is risen today, and we didn't light the Christ candle. Oh, now all is well. There we go. It's well. Oh, that was my job to light the candle, and I messed up. Oh, see how quick? Did you see what I just did? I messed up. Oh, but I got my notes and I got musicians and we got Marcy. I did a lot right. And Adam and Sandy, they did a lot right. And look at all you here. Look all what we're right. Yes, that's what we got to look at. Wow, I just caught myself. So, with that, I could go on because this, you know me, Christmas and Easter are such big stories about ourselves. They are big stories about the Christ within. Christmas is about being born. Okay, Easter is about rising above. And it's your story, it's my story. It's humanity's story if they're willing to look at it. What I love about Unity is we go beyond the historical Jesus and we take it to the next level of consciousness of what does this story have to do with me today. And that's why I got hooked 30 years ago coming to this Unity Church, because I was like, there's where I want to go. I want to know how I can apply everything that was in this book that I, as a kid, was boring. I don't, these and thous and everything else. It was just like, right? But it really means so much to me now. I love when I go like this, boop, and I pick out something and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was exactly what I was supposed to read. You know that, how books do that? This book called the Bible, you can get the children's version because it's a lot simpler, and it'll show you what you need to look at today. So, there's an affirmation that we have that we choose for the week, and I would love for you to hold on to this. The great I am of my being rises anew from the ashes and tomb of all I leave behind. Think about what do you want to leave behind. What doesn't serve you anymore right now today? What's not serving you? Ready? Let's read this together. The great I am of my being rises anew from the ashes and tomb of all I leave behind. Feel free to take a picture of that. So with that, I would like to take this next song. It's beautiful. And it's Beethoven's ninth, isn't it the ninth symphony, which is Ode to Joy. Because I want you to be joyful today. Christ the Lord is risen in me. Hallelujah, right? Okay, so let's spread some joy. So we're waiting for the kids because I know they have a project. So I can't believe that Reverend Kathy is lost for words. I'm never lost for words. I would like to ask you really quick. Tell me something that's gone right today. Who wants to share? Who?
My car made it to church.
Your car made it to church.
I woke up.
You and Marcy woke up. That's a good thing. What else went right? And they played your song you've been requesting forever, Ode to Joy. What else? What went right for you today, Angel?
We woke up and we had a good morning
Oh, no line at the coffee shop. That was good, yes.
One of the little sick kids is still alive and thriving.
These are rescued kittens and dogs, mostly kittens, and one of the sick kittens woke up this morning and is still alive and well. Oh, he's trying to get points. He got to see his mother-in-law. That's me. Love you too, Mike. Yes. The sun. Oh, thank God we need the sun. The sun came out today. Your what?
My dogs gave me kisses.
Oh, dogs gave her kisses. Ari, I saw your hand up. Her daughter, did you hear? Her daughter was in the hospital on Friday, and she was here to bring her to church today. Oh, you see our beautiful flowers? DJ Phil brought those today. Rini.
I got to see Karen after about a year.
Oh, Karen's in the house. Peggy, did you have your hand up?
I am grateful I came in and I got to see some dear friends I didn't expect to be here.
Oh, good.
Folks out there sharing Easter with us.
Oh.
I'm grateful because I was awoken this morning by someone asking me to go to church with them. Here I am.
She was woke up by somebody asking her to go to church with her, and here they are. All it takes is asking somebody. Kathleen?
I got a call from my daughter at 8:30 saying the grandkids and she would join us at church.
Oh, okay. Now, what mother or grandma doesn't appreciate that when the kids and grandkids come to church with them? Nothing better. Oh, yes. Cindy?
We have a feast waiting for us.
Oh, who's cooking? Oh, Jim's cooking. Oh, Jim's going to be busy eating. Yeah, wait a minute. I got it. Are you going to tell me one more thing? Yes.
Thank the Lord for the world to live on.
Thank the Lord for the world to live on. Amen to that. Yes. We are very, very blessed, aren't we, Jim?
Yeah, my friend.
You are my friend, too. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jim. Oh, my. Oh, just ate up. Wait a minute. Did somebody else have their hand? Rick. Oh. And Susan really appreciates that, I'm sure. He didn't burn the eggs this morning. One to the right. One to the right. Herlene. Mm-hmm. Now, when cardinals visit you, the saying goes that you believe that this is a visit from somebody in heaven. Herlene has had quite a few deaths this year in her family and her friends, and 2 cardinals came to visit you this morning? Yay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes.
I woke up with no disease and healed.
Oh, this is somebody who is healed from cancer. And she woke up this morning and she's healed. Every day she is healed, affirming the truth. Amen to that. Happy Easter, everyone, and a beautiful postlude by the trio as we celebrate. Have a beautiful, beautiful day today. Namaste. The Christ presence in me truly sees and honors the Christ presence in each and every single one of you. Namaste.